Now, for all intents and purposes, this show, Insecure, it took me a while to really get into this show, right? It took me a while to understand exactly what was going on with Issa's character, what was going on with Molly's character, what was going on with some of the side characters. And we get off a episode last week in which Issa and Daniel come to a bit of a crossroads as far as their compatibility. And we spend this week's episode on this first date arc, which to me, it was entirely uncharismatic. I'm just going to say it. It was very uncharismatic. It was very blah, right? A lot of back and forth, quasi flirting, which I couldn't qualify none of this what was taking place as flirting. It was the episode was structured well. It had a good pace to it. It had its own sort of arc, and we'll get into this more in a moment. But it was just missing a spark of interest. For those who do not know, I am the Black Guru. What I offer is sage wisdom. This is the Insecure reaction and review. Yeah, last night's episode of Insecure, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know really. I don't know how I felt about that episode at all. I don't know how I felt about that episode at all. This magical first date between Nathan and Issa. I don't know how I felt about that. It got cringy from time to time. There was some good moments. It had its moments, but it was cringy as fuck. It really was. Let's just get right into it. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, one of the things I liked about tonight's episode was we start off with Issa back in her mirror. So Issa's got her mirror back. She's dropping bars again. She's finally happy. She's beginning to reestablish herself, kind of getting back to a bit of her old self, and I was happy about that. I've been very happy with Issa's character this season. The arc that she's taking as a character, and this episode was a microcosm of her character arc in general. We start off the episode with her back in the mirror. Also, Daniel stopped by, to help her move to get some things moved from his place to hers. And she was basically like, yeah, so, thanks, but it's time to move on from Mr. Daniel. So that's over with now. I guess the Daniel inkling she had that ruined her 5-year relationship is gone now. I hope you're catching me. So I guess that's gone now, and she's ready to move on and have a fresh start as far as what she plans on doing with her life. So Molly stops by, homegirl stops by, and they have this girlfriend banter, if you will. And Molly says something interesting. Molly says, as they're unpacking Issa's things, you got to start throwing things away from your past. You need to start throwing stuff away. Somebody asked me, you're reviewing black women shows now? They're all black women shows. If you think about it. Aren't all of the shows black women shows? So we have Molly and Issa here, like I was saying, and something interesting happened. Molly said you need a trash box because you need to start throwing away things from the past. You need to let go and move on, which I think was a very powerful message and something that Issa needed to take to heart. She needed to hear that it's time to start letting go of some of the old and start embracing a lot of the new. So they're throwing away CDs, they're throwing away old books. She talking about stuff your boy gave her, stuff Lawrence gave her. She's trashing that. So here we go with Molly. See, Molly's story this episode was pretty good too, but it raised a few questions that I'm gonna get into later. Molly's laying in the bed. She's, telling the dog come on to the bed. But the interesting thing about this is that there's an empty spot on the bed, indicating that Molly may be starting to get lonely. She needs a bit of a bed partner. And not to get in too much social commentary, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. So, Issa's going through things and she's just not quite ready to let go. So she starts to let go of some of the stuff and then she begins to change her mind. She's just not quite ready to let go. Also, Molly's at work and she's kind of being outshined by her coworkers. They're kind of more into the flow. They're kind of more important to the operation right now in the board meetings, and she's not really feeling good about that. She's trying to speak up for herself and she can't get a word in. So she's feeling a little bit bad about that. And she's talking to her homegirls, trying to make friends, trying to see what she can do to get cool with everybody. And she has to go talk to her therapist about this. Now here's the key part about this episode. Here's the key thing about this episode. We have this fucking date, this long date, where Issa bumps into Nathan from episode 1 of season 3, and they bump into each other and they begin to kind of talk back and forth, and they kind of seeing what each other's about, and we do this shit for the better part of the 30-minute episode. And like I said, there was moments, but I did not feel or notice any chemistry between these two. Honestly, I didn't. I did not notice or feel any chemistry between these two, not just as characters, possibly even as actors. I don't know. And that's just me. I may be reaching a bit with that. I don't know. But these two walking up and down the street, going back and forth about what LA is and what LA isn't, and oh, this shit was just dragging. It was really dragging. And this is the idea of a perfect first date, this awkward conversation. Now, we know Issa is the awkward black girl, so maybe that's fitting, but I wasn't. Oh my goodness. And honestly, it was okay. What's up, Carolyn? It was okay, but it was cringy though. It was cringy at times. It really was. And like I said, here's Molly talking to her therapist. A key moment from this scene is when Molly brought up Dro, and the therapist was like, "Who's Dro?" So she been going to therapy, ain't even mentioned Dro. All the drama she been going through with Dro, and she ain't even mentioned that yet to her therapist. So, it begs the question, how is Molly dealing with that? How is she really dealing with that? Now, here was one of the most interesting moment of this long walking date between these two. Here's the most interesting moment about this long date. Issa told Nathan that she cheated on Daniel. She was asked about her previous relationship, and she said, yeah, I cheated on him. It wasn't really her fault, or excuse me, it wasn't really his fault. And I was interested because it was an opportunity for us to really see how Issa views that Lawrence situation. How has she compartmentalized that experience, right? How does she view that situation with Lawrence? And she was very forthright. She was very transparent as far as how she felt and what happened during that situation. And I was proud of her for that. It shows a lot of growth for this character. Not that she was ever, deceitful very much, but it shows a level of self-confidence that she can release that information to somebody and not really feel self-conscious about that. So I was really, really happy about that moment because we got a little bit of character exploration from Issa as far as how does she view the situation with Lawrence. So I was cool with that. Then we get this backyard skinny dipping, which I guess you got to do something, right? I mean, we got to do something to spice up this walk in the park date. So they do a little skinny dipping in the back of one of Issa's old homes where she grew up at. Again, we talk about, you know, Issa's character, but we also get a little bit of background about Nathan, and his background was very uninteresting. He moved from Houston after Hurricane Harvey, and not really much than that. He's still a little bit of a mystery character. We don't really know his background. We didn't really get into his kind of thoughts or anything. So again, this walk was a little bit of a waste because we got a little bit of exploration for Issa, but we really didn't get much Nathan. We really still know about as much about Nathan as we did when the episode started. Nothing really compelling here about this character as of now. I feel like we've created a great starting point to end somewhere very good, but as far as an isolated episode, that's where I'm at with everything. I'm right here with it. But anyway, so we get this scene here where Molly takes advice from her therapist that maybe she shouldn't worry about being ranking properly amongst the new coworkers, but actually helping out. So she takes the advice and offers to help out these two ladies here with the project that they're working on. So finally, she's kind of being one of the girls and things and kind of joining in with the girls. Now, I noticed something interesting here. When she's being one of the girls, look how she's dressed. She's got her little suit on. It's a red suit. It's buttoned up to the neck. You know, she's just being good old lawyer Molly. But later in this episode, we're going to see a bit of a transformation. So she looks down the hall at the male lawyer down there. And then we have this scene here where Issa and Nathan kind of have their first kiss. How romantic. How romantic. They have their first kiss on boxes. The perfect date. Makes me want to throw up in my mouth, but whatever. So they have this first kiss shit, which I guess, I mean, ladies, y'all can tell me if this is really a thing. I couldn't tell you if it was or not. This little badass boy knock on the door and interrupt everything. Oh, Roscoe from Martin knocks on the door. So then we see Molly in his blue dress. And she also agreed to help, I forget his name, the boy from Morehouse, the other male lawyer. She agrees to help him out. But she's wearing a little bit something different this time around. You know, she got a little ass poking out in this dress. So what's really going on the inside is what I want to know. So yeah, so, you know, she kind of making friends, but at the same time, she's kind of still chasing a man, which is going to bring me to my final thoughts on this episode. But like I said, this episode had a great arc because we start off the episode with Issa not really being willing to let go, and by the end of the episode, she's taking that box of trash out to the dumpster. She's willing to let go of the past with Lawrence and Daniel and some of the things she held on to. She's willing to let go, and she's finally willing to move forward, which ultimately culminated with her quitting that job she didn't like. So finally, she got into a place where she's ready to quit that job that she didn't like, and she walked out. Which, if you've never quit a job before, I have quit a job that I didn't like, and I walked out just like this. And let me tell you, it's one of the most liberating things you'll ever do. It feels so good. My favorite part of the episode is Issa rapping in the mirror. Honestly, everything else was blah. Let's talk about this. Like I said, let's talk insecure. And I got my mic in my hand for this because I got to be honest, you know. I am the Black Guru. What I offer is sage wisdom. Follow the Black Guru if you don't already. Keep those hearts flying. Visit shopguruhats.com. Follow the Black Guru on YouTube as well. Tonight's episode brought up some interesting points. One of the interesting things that tonight's episode brought up is in the case of Molly. I've always had a question about Molly's character. And when Molly's laying in this bed and there's nobody in this bed, we're signaling that Molly may be starting to be, lonely in the bed. It's about time she get a man. This is the messaging that we're getting, and I'm starting to suspect, and Nathan's character arc is going to bear witness to what I'm about to say. I'm starting to suspect that this show runs through men. This show runs through men like it ain't shit. This show hasn't really shown a man in a positive light. Every single dude kind of being ain't shit. Okay? Daniel didn't work out. Lawrence didn't work out. Dro didn't work out. And these are just some of the more recent people. Not to mention the bevy of different men that we dealt with from season 1 and season 2. And nobody is up to a standard. Nobody is good enough. Nobody is what they need to be. Or Issa or Molly at the time are not what they need to be. And we'll see with Nathan's character. And we'll see with this lawyer that Issa's wearing, not Issa, excuse me, but Molly's wearing this blue dress for. I want to see how these two males play out. These two male characters play out. Because no male on this show has shown a ton of integrity, like leadership qualities, nothing that's really manly. It seems that men in this show are being reduced to their ability to have sex, especially in Molly's case. Charlamagne said this show could be called irresponsible instead of insecure. I would agree with that up until this season. I think finally Issa is starting to be more responsible. But in the first 2 seasons, it was terrible. I couldn't even really get into the show. It was so irresponsible, I couldn't even get into the show. Molly needs her own man. Molly's had a very large selection of men in the past 2 seasons. Molly has probably run through more men than any character on the show. Let's get down to brass tacks. Molly's run through more men than any character on the show. And it seems like with these latest 2 setups, Nathan and the other guy, we may be doing the same thing again. Now, y'all want to talk about power going in circles. And this idea of this perfect date, this 25-minute date, that walking date scene, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know if women fantasize about that sort of thing, but my goodness. That was not even, it was hard to watch at times. It really was. That walking date scene was very hard to watch at times. So what, you don't like LA? No, I ain't say that. I'm just saying it's kind of different, Well, it can be different, but it can be fun too. I mean, yeah, things just kind of... 15 minutes of that. 15 minutes of that. I'm just saying. So tonight's episode, I wasn't crazy about. Honestly, I wasn't crazy about. Seems like one of those setup episodes. Hopefully we get some more payoffs. Obviously, Molly's situation was a bit of a setup. The setup episode for Nathan was this date, and hopefully we get some payoffs. And I'm pretty sure we will. But tonight, we got the payoff as far as Issa finally ready to let go of the past and her quitting her job. So maybe I just don't like the setup of it all. But at any event, because I think it was structurally strong. The episode was structurally strong. They made all of the points that they wanted to make. But just as far as the entertainment value of that damn date, I'm sorry. I got to. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. Yeah, it's a no for me. It really is. And also, I'm starting to question Insecure showing strong black males. All right, I'm going to say this now as a male. I know my background is pink. The hat I got on is pink, and my shirt is purple. But believe you me, I'm a man, and I'm going to want to start seeing some strong male characters on this show. Okay, soon. Not bed buddies, because we've been running through a lot of bed buddies. Now can we start introducing some male characters with some integrity? That on Twitter and see what the females have to say. I'm just saying. I'm starting to smell it. You know, I'm starting to notice a pattern. Yeah, can we get some strong male characters? That's all I'm saying. Can we write some strong male characters? Because if Nathan doesn't pan out and we keep rolling these dudes in and out, Insecure is going to turn into the niggas ain't shit show. But to say positive things about the show, I believe this season has been the best season so far. I think Issa's character arc has been plain as day, and is transformative. We're seeing a different Issa. We're starting to see her transform and come into her own after the setback she received in season 2. I think there was probably a little more exploration that could have been done with Daniel's character, but they had Daniel he was so soft. You know, it was hard to really get behind him because he was so soft. Tyler Perry must have his hands in this show somehow. I don't know, you guys. Sunshine, hell nah. Why you ask me that stupid question? So yeah, y'all. I can't say I liked tonight's episode. All I can say is I liked it. I don't even know if I liked it. I don't know if I liked tonight's episode or not. But it wasn't bad. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you guys. I don't know if I liked it, but it wasn't bad. Right? It wasn't a bad episode. I would not say it was a bad episode. It was a good episode. Actually, it was a good episode. I just didn't like it. It was a good episode. There wasn't anything wrong with the episode. I just didn't like it. But I like things about it. It had moments, though. It really did. I like things about it. I like things about it. And I want to bring up something, because I want to point out something as far as storytelling goes. If you got you got Molly here. I want to point this out again. I pointed it out earlier, but I want to do it again. See how Molly's dressed? Sometimes the story is told visually, right? So story is not always told through dialogue, people saying stuff, people doing stuff. Sometimes the story is told just in how things look. And if you see Molly here, this is when she was asking the girls, hey, you know, if y'all need help with anything, I'm here to help. And look how conservatively she's dressed. She's dressed very conservatively. And later on, when she's agreeing to help the guy out, she has a more revealing dress, kind of reveals her figure more. It's kind of more form fitting, kind of less office and more night out, right? See, that helps tell the story of the mentality of Molly when offering to help the girls and offering to help this guy. That's why we all jump to the conclusion that, hey, maybe she likes him. Maybe she may be trying to sleep with him. You see what I'm saying? You didn't notice that, Gunshine? Yeah. Yeah, see, sometimes the stories are told. You noticed it even though you didn't notice it. See, you noticed it. It's just you didn't really notice it. You see what I'm saying? And these are the types of things that good writers and good directors, these are the type of things that they do. These are the type of elements that they put into a story to convey a message. This is how you convey a message. How she's conservatively dressed here versus how she's dressed here, right? One being red, one being blue, to show you the complete polar opposite of the ideologies that she's taking into these two situations. So, you know, these are the type of things I give shows credit for. That's why I said tonight's episode wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, okay? I did notice the side eye. Why was that? Because she just flaked on him. You know, they had her booked to come over and help, and then she flakes on him. You know, that's a side eye. You can get a side eye for just being flaky. Like, damn, okay, you can't come. You told us you could. And you can't come because you're working with him? And you got that dress on? But when you came to talk to us, you was wearing this old red button up looking like Hillary Clinton? Yeah, you can get side eye for all that. So, oh, man. Like I said, liked it. I don't know if I liked it. Good episode, though. Good episode. Don't know if I liked it. That walking date was too long. There was no chemistry. There was no chemistry in that damn date. I don't care what nobody say. People talking about they team Nathan now. They was just team Daniel 2 weeks ago. People don't know what team they want to be on. But I'm saying I'm team strong black males. Can we get some? Okay? The Black Guru is team strong black males. Can we get some on this episode, please, to balance out the strong female characters that they've written on this show? The walking date was awkward. It really was awkward. And it wasn't, they wasn't trying to be awkward. It was supposed to be kind of flirty. Truth or dare. I'm dare. Truth. Oh, yeah, you know. I don't like LA like that, dude. Y'all be tripping out here in LA, though. Nah, we don't be tripping. You know, we cool. Nah, it's kind of different where I'm from, you know. Y'all got palm trees and shit. I mean, we still gangster, too, though. For real, though? Come on, bro. It's fucking 15 minutes of that shit. I'm like, ah. All the chicks talking about girl, his eyes. She finally found a good one. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I would need to talk to women about how they felt about that shit. Was that some sort of perfect date? The perfect first date, you know, just a kiss, and they don't even know each other to be sitting up kissing. We live in the show has placed itself in 2018. I don't think people's just kissing like that in 2018. I'm gonna go one step further to say let me be the Black Guru for a few minutes, please. Let me be your friendly neighborhood guru for just 10 minutes. The guru you know and love. Not only do I not think dudes and women around here kissing in 2018. If you have a date like that in 2018, y'all not gonna have sex. I can tell you that now. I can tell you that right now. Y'all not gonna have sex. So my brother, when you left that apartment, you might as well lose her number. Y'all not about to have sex. I'm telling you this now. If the date is on something like that, y'all not about to have no sex. No time soon. No time soon. I'm just letting y'all know. For the fellas who was like, take notes, this how you do it, bro. You play a little truth or dare while you walk around. Don't take notes from tonight's episode, please. Cause dudes, that is not, I'm telling y'all now, that's that good guy. That's that good guy stuff. And that good guy stuff gonna cost you to finish last. I promise you. That's good for her, bad for you. Trust me, okay? Trust your friendly neighborhood guru on that. Okay? For those who do not know, I am the Black Guru. What I offer is sage wisdom. Follow the Black Guru if you don't already. And keep those hearts flying. Follow the Black Guru on Instagram. The Black Guru on Instagram. Follow the Black Guru on YouTube. This video will be posted on YouTube. I don't know how fast Issa be giving it up on the show. You never know. Yeah, on the show, but I'm just saying real life. In real life, no. Because once you become the good guy, that's the worst thing to be. It's the good guy. Oh my God. Never be the good guy.